Hi, I am Jen. I am the host of Juicebox Knits, which this is Juicebox Knits podcast. And hopefully the mic is working this time. And it's actually working. So this is my first podcast. And it might be a little not smooth. But hopefully you guys enjoy it and come back. So let's go ahead and get started. Normally I would have FOs in this section, but I don't have any. So no FOs. But I do have whips. My first whip is the Washington Park Shawlette, and it was the Mystery Knit Along for the Rose City Yarn Crawl, and that is by Debbie Stone. And mine is an Knitted Wit, the bling base, because it's all sparkly. And this is the Turks, and I'm probably going to butcher this name, Turks and Caicos, C-A-I-C-O-S. And then my other color is Hot Pink. And I'm going to try to get this to where you guys can see it. But this is it. And I am currently working on the border. And I have 9 more of these little triangles. 9. And then it will be done, which is good because next weekend is the yarn ball. And that is on size 5s, US, and 3.75 millimeters. And those are on Knitter's Pride carbons, which this is the first time I've used them, and I love them. Like, I really want a whole set of interchangeable sets of Knitter's Pride carbons. So that's my first whip. My second whip is kind of one of my own design. It's super simple. But I used the Wavy Cowl by Angela Mienz, M-E-I-N-Z, for stitch counts, because I had no idea how many counts or how many stitches I wanted to get the right width. And it is out of Knit Picks Fleecy in the rainbow colorway. And the stitch markers are from Blinger String from their past Bag Club. Oh, and speaking of Bag Club, my shawl is living in my Blinger String Doctor Who bag. And this is the inside fabric with her lovely tag right there. Okay, so that's it for whips. And then the next section that I will be doing is called Coming Up on the Needles. It's kind of what I'll be starting on next. And I listened to the Bakery Bears podcast and the Nyx Knits podcast, and they're doing a spring, where are they going? Spring into Socks Knit Along. And it started today, and it ends April 31st. But I will be using some Christmas yarn I got from my lovely mama, who is Pink Lady Knits on Rav. There's really nothing on her page because I added everything that is on her page, but that's my mama. And it is Knit Picks Felici again in the Sorbet colorway, and it is a self-striping. And I can't decide if I want to do just plain vanilla socks with it or if I want to try, I think it's called the Skype socks, where they do the slip stitch so you have like a broken line, but it still does its self-striping bits. So I haven't decided yet, and since I was trying really hard to finish the shawl, I did not cast these on during church. Because my pastor is awesome and knows I pay way more attention if I'm knitting. So he doesn't care that I knit during church. So, also coming up, it's been my goal this year. Oh, I forgot to say. If you hear weird noises, it's my husband playing video games next to me. So far, no yelling, but now he's whining because I bet he's dying. But the needles I'm going to use for that are the Addi Sock Rockets, and I use the Magic Loop method to do my socks. I used to do it 2 at a time, and I've done DPNs, and I've done 2 circs. So far, my favorite method is the Magic Loop method. I find doing them 2 at a time, I'm managing my yarn balls way more than I'm knitting. So I really enjoy Magic Loop, and I really like these needles. They're really smooth, and their points are kind of tapered, so it seems to be able to do the SSKs and knit 2 togethers easier for me. So I'm hoping to get another pair of these this weekend. I'm hoping I can find them. But anyway, back to what's also coming up. So my goal for this year, oh, I'm so scatterbrained. And the socks are gonna live in my My Little Pony bag. Was my second shipment from the Bling Your String Bag Club. There's pink bubbles inside. So that's what that is living in for now. With my lovely Foxy tape measure from Light Dream Moon. I'm kind of obsessed with foxes right now. Yeah. So, okay. Back to the other thing. My goal for this year is to knit Mommy and Me sweaters. And this one is going to be mine. And it is the Lush by Tin Can Knits. I'm going to knit me one, and I'm going to knit my daughter Naomi one. But this is going to be my yarn. It is the Life DK. Oh, that's upside down. By Stylecraft. And this is deep stash for me. As you can see, I got it on awesome clearance. And it's kind of, it's deeper than what the camera is showing. But it's like a deep forest green. So this one is going to be mine. And my plan for Yarn Crawl is to either take a snippet of this with me or actually get my swatch done so I can match colors. So we have matchy sweaters. So, and if you don't know what Lush looks like, I will try to show you all a picture without giving away pattern details. So that is the lace detail that is around the yoke. It's super pretty. So that is my 2015 goal. If I get anything else done, it'll be amazing. But if I get the sweaters done, then it's a win-win. So up next is spinning. I do spin. I was super lucky and I managed to get a wheel for free. I got a Lewitt S10 single treadle. A lady in church was going to be moving and she needed to get rid of some stuff in her house because she was downsizing. And they all know I knit, and I've wanted a spinning wheel since I got married, and I have been married for 5 years. And just so happens I've never been able to afford one, and this one was free. So, works for me. And I've spun 3 things on it. I haven't done a lot of spinning because toddler and spinning wheel fingers, I really don't think she'd let me do that. It would be great if she did, but I don't think so. But anyway, it's over here. So this I finished, and it is BFL from Alexandra's Crafts and Corriedale from Shaggy Bear Farms in CO, Oregon. It was one of the first fibers I ever got back in 2007, I think. Also a gift from my mama because she's awesome. I was gonna try drop spindle. That was when I was in college, and I just could never get it. So I still had the fiber, and I've been trying to use up the stuff I first got back in 2006 because some of it's pretty compacted. But this turned out lovely, and I really like it. Like, I squeed the whole time I was playing because I was like, look at the colors, honey. Look at the purple and the pink bits. He laughed at me, but that's okay. But I still had some of the mixed BFL on the bottom. Oh, it's totally washing it out. You can kind of see it. And these are my fat core bobbins for the Luette. I find that they help reduce the pull, because the Luette has some pretty strong pull to it. And I really like these. But yes, so I still have quite a bit of singles from the BFL, and I have quite a bit of the Corriedale left. This is the fiber for the Corriedale. It's got some nice, really, it's totally brighter than that. It's really washing it out. But it's purples and pinks and like chocolates. Maybe a little bit of like almost bluey purple. And then, oh, and this is the tag for the farm that the Corriedale is from. I have no idea if they're still dying or if you can even still get it. And then this is, sorry for the crinkle, this is the mixed BFL, and it is lusciously soft and pretty. So that is my spinning currently. I don't know if I'm going to get any fiber this yarn curl. It really depends how much the yarn costs for Naomi's sweater. I'm hoping I will be able to get some, but I really want to get the Addie Sock Rockets and the yarn for Naomi's sweater. So those are my priorities for this yarn crawl. Which brings us to our next section, which is events. And honestly, yarn crawl is pretty much the only event I ever get to go to. But I'm hoping, now that I have a spinning wheel and I'm spinning, that I can convince my mom or maybe my husband Scott to take me either to, what is it called? Totally, Black Sheep Gathering in Eugene, Oregon, or Oregon Flock and Fiber Fest, which is in Canby, Oregon. And both of those are quite a drive. They're like 5-6 hours, I think. And he's laughing at me because I guess it's
way shorter.
It's way shorter?
Eugene's not 3 hours away.
He says it's 3 hours away. I'll trust the truck driver. I thought they were way further, and that's why he never took me. See? He should have took me, I guess. Anyway, so I'm hoping to be able to go to those this summer. I believe one is in June and one is in August. I'm not sure. But Rose City Yarn Crawl, I believe this is the 3rd or 4th year. It is this weekend, March 5th through the 8th. And the shops have to be open from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. And some of them are open like an extra hour or open a little earlier. Some of it just depends. There's 15 shops this year. And some of them do, well, most of them do trunk shows during the yarn crawl. And so they have local people come in. And it's a really awesome event. It's grown in a lot of different ways. So I really enjoyed it. Okay. This last bit is a little bit about myself. And I know some people just really watch podcasts for the yarny bits. So if you don't want to hear about me, totally understand. I'm pretty bored. I will talk to you later. So I am Jen, like I said. I live in a pretty small town in Washington in the Pacific Northwest. As you can tell, all my events are in the Pacific Northwest. I've been married for 5 years to somebody I never thought I would get married to. We actually went to middle school together. And we have a daughter, Naomi, which is why this is called Juicebox Knits, because I seem to be buying a lot more toddler snacks than grown-up snacks nowadays. And if they are slightly grown up, she seems to eat them from me anyway. I should be a twig because I only get a quarter of what I try to eat if she's awake. She will be 2 in August, and she's really starting to talk pretty well now. She's really starting to get a lot of different words, like no, of course. That's been her new favorite. And she says bye and bye low. That's hello and bye together. That was last week's hit. And as you can see, kind of, that is my dog, Ellie Belly. Just Ellie, we call her Ellie Belly, but yep, she's getting kind of old and gray. But she's my baby girl. Pretty much everybody in this house but my husband is a girl. Pretty much. Should feel bad for him. I'm also a huge nerd, if you could see my desk, which it's quite messy, so I won't show you my desk. I'm really into nerdy things, video games, some of them. That's all thanks to my husband. And comic books, also thanks to my husband. I seem to do a lot more of his hobbies than him doing my hobbies. Wonder why that is. But anyway, that's kind of about me. And that's kind of what the section will have, is what's kind of going on in my life. Which generally isn't much because I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I pretty much run after the kid and clean house. But maybe sometimes there'll be something exciting. And that's pretty much it for this first show. So I hope you enjoyed it and you will come back next week. I'm not sure when I will record next week because of the yarn girl. I'm not quite sure when Mom and I are going. So hopefully I will record next week and you will see me all next week. Bye.